Okay, in order to get things started off here, we're going to start off with what is called as the triangle formula. But before we go ahead and get started with this, let me go ahead and just reintroduce myself again. My name is Chris Brown. I'm VP of Content Creation at ProStarProfits.com. And what that basically means, I'm the one that you're going to have access to most of the time. I'm the one who's filming these videos for you, doing our live webinar events, doing our podcast. I'm basically the one that you're going to have access to majority of the time. Now, of course, we do have other business partners. We have Paul Gonzalez, who's done over $500 million in sales for the companies that he's worked with. We also have another business partner, Al Nin, who is a business consultant for Fortune 500 companies. But I'm the one that you're going to be working with to be able to get your questions answered, address any business situation that you might have. And what qualifies me to do so is because at my last company, the last job that I had, I was a business consultant for a $400 million a year marketing firm, and their clients would spend anywhere from about $15,000 to about $25,000 for a series of one-on-one coaching sessions with me. So I am very qualified to do this. Now, I don't want you to think I got a big head or anything like that, and because I didn't always come from this type of a background. And one thing I do want to kind of just as a reminder go through with you again before we go ahead and get started. And the reason I'm going through this again with you is because it is just that important that we need to go through this over with you again. And that is that financial success is not a game of chance, and that's what many people believe. So many people are taught and they're grown up and raised this way that successful people have certain privileges that the rest of people do not. And if you're anything like me, I didn't grow up in a rich family or anything like that. I didn't know some of this stuff about business that I now know. I was raised in a blue-collar background, middle-class family, and one of the things I was told, maybe some of you can relate to it, that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Now, that's something that most of us have heard before, right? Now, we've also all heard that 3 out of 4 marriages end in divorce, right? Which is true, but that's not really the whole story. Because there are things that we can do to increase our chances of having a successful marriage. Take, for instance, if you get married after age 27, you'll have a 57% chance that you will stay married. College education lowers your chance of divorce by another 25%. If you make more than $50,000 a year, that also increases your chance of having a successful marriage. And so the same thing is true when it comes down to financial success. What we want to do, though, is we want to look at not as a whole of what is the bad situations and how many businesses fail, but really what we want to look at are what are the common factors of all successful businesses. So whether we're talking about marriages or whether we're talking about business or anything like that, throughout the years, the government has spent a portion of your tax dollars to help finance billions upon billions of dollars in research of what causes the vast majority of businesses to be successful, what causes the vast majority of marriages to be successful. So success and a lot of this stuff isn't a game of chance. We know what makes people successful and what it is that they do. Now, when it comes down to small businesses and business failure, was another thing that we've all heard before, and that is that 50% of all small businesses fail within their first 12 months, 80% of them fail within their first 5 years, and 97% of them fail within 10 years. Now, even if you make it, doesn't guarantee you anything. If you make it, it doesn't mean that you're profitable, because 2/3 of all small businesses do not make a profit. So again, what we want to do is we want to look at what the businesses that are successful, what they have in common. And one of these things is education, financial education. So the average millionaire spends 60 minutes a day educating themselves on business and financial material. And if we compare that to what most people are doing, everybody who's not a millionaire, in other words, they're spending about 6 hours every day or watching TV. They're spending about another 2 hours online in non-productive activity and another 2 hours even beyond that on their cell phone in non-conversational activity. Now, most of you, your goal is not to become a millionaire, right? However, what is most people's goals? Most people's goals is just to get ahead, to be able to pay their bills, right? And so what happens is so many people are just trying to pay their bills, and so they're falling short. And that's why so many people are having such a hard time. So if we do what millionaires do, we would have a greater chance of being able to get ahead than if we're just trying to get ahead. So do what millionaires do, and basically what we're saying here is overshoot your goal. So do what millionaires do to overshoot your goal, and then the chances of you of being able to get ahead will be that much greater. Now we're only showing you this one here. Average millionaire spends 60 minutes a day educating themselves on business and financial material. Average millionaire also reads 52 books a year. Score says that 70% of business failure could have been avoided by seeking expert advice. Small Business Administration says that the businesses who focus on personal development, 90% of them succeed. So there's a lot of data and proof showing us on why we need to educate ourselves. So what we've done here as part of this system, as we've kind of stated before, is not only have we provided you with the tools to help you become more successful, but we've also provided you with the education in order to use those tools effectively to be able to get the most out of those tools, right? So let's go ahead and get started here. This is Sam Chand. He's one of our he's one of our clients here. And Sam is a life insurance agent. He sells insurance. And just like what many of you are doing when you're out there trying to build your businesses, you're trying to sell what it is that you want to sell, right? But instead of doing that, what Sam did is he focused on, well, what do my potential clients want? Okay, so what he started using, and this is one of the things that you have access to as part of this Unfair Advantage Marketing System 2.0 of what we have call as some of our mass marketable products. So as you can see here, this is our VIP card. Comes with a $25 gift card. Comes with a membership to a wholesale travel agency. It also has a personal assistant. This has a $200 value. So what Sam did is he gave these gift cards to be able to get into people's homes. Okay, so Sam wants to sell his insurance, but what he did, as opposed to what most other people do, is most people just look at, what do I want? Sam looked at, what do my clients want? And so what he did, said he gave something that his clients wanted, and that was a $25 free dinner through this VIP card. And he didn't necessarily know what was going on at the time, but there's a psychological principle that is called as reciprocity. And what reciprocity says is when you do a favor for somebody else, they will feel obligated to repay the favor. And the way that they repaid the favor is through buying his insurance services. Now there's another biblical principle that even explains this psychological principle even more, because Sam has said, well, I've given some people a lot of value and they just really didn't do anything. But the biblical principle is practice giving. In the scriptures and the book of Acts, it says, practice giving and others will give to you. So what Sam did is he made the practice of giving these VIP cards away. And by him giving them away, he got the practice, or he got the result of them buying more of his insurance services. So what ended up happening, I'll kind of explain this a little bit here, that Sam was spending about $15 to about $30 per lead buying insurance leads. Okay, and he was spending about $2,000 a month on average, right? So that's a lot of money. So instead, what he started doing, for just a couple of bucks, he was getting these VIP cards. And instead of spending $15 to $30 a lead, instead he was using these cards and giving them away. Now, we do have other marketing plans throughout the system where you can sell them And that's ideally what we do recommend, is that you sell them to get some cash flow. But in his case, he chose to give them away, which was very effective for him. So he gave them away, and that got him into the doors. But what ended up happening is, for every lead that he had by using this system, he was generating about 5 to 6 referrals for every lead that he had. And then his closing ratio went up to 90%, because of this psychological principle. Practice giving, and others will give to you. And the way that they gave to him was by buying his products and services. Now, when Sam got started with us, he was making an average about $1,500 a week. And he got started midweek, so in the first 7 days of him using this, he was ranked on the leaderboards for his agency, for his insurance agency. As you can see here, let me kind of zoom it in a little bit more. He was the number 16th income earner for the week. And he, again, got started in midweek, but by using this, he jumped from an average of about $1,500 a week to $6,000 his very first 7 days using this system. Okay, now what he found us, as you can see here in one of the leaderboards, it was the tail end of September. So that's when we started working with him on this. And he ended 2013 in the bottom 80% of his industry. As of August of, between the last week of August to December 31st of 2014, he went to the top 8% of his industry by using this formula. Now, there's a lot of other factors that we're not really going to go into at this point. There's a lot of detailed psychological factors that went on here, and that's why he was so successful with this. But I just wanted to give you a general overview, what happened, what he did with this. And now what we're going to do is, now that you see what type of results Sam achieved, and Sam is not the only one that we've used very successful with this. There was another guy, I can't even think, his last name's Perry. And my mind's going blank right now. Never been selling insurance for like 10, 12 years, something like that. Never been on the leaderboards. And within his first week, he got on the leaderboards as well. And that's all because of this system. And one of the things that we do here is we have no competition. Because of our marketing plan, we are using what is called as backdoor marketing. And I will just kind of explain this real quick. And that is that at any given time, and this is some research that was done by Chet Holmes International, it shows that at any given time, about 2 to 3% of the population is ready to buy anything. 7% of the population is thinking about it. And then you have this other 60% who are not necessarily thinking about it, or maybe they're not thinking about it, or think that they're not interested. However, if we make some slight modifications to our marketing messages, we can get them as customers as well. So we can grow from 3% who are ready to buy to 30% who are ready to buy. But because of what Sam was doing, he jumped it to 90% who are ready to buy. And we do this by making some slight modifications to our marketing messages by using what is called as backdoor marketing. When you use this formula, one of the reasons that you're going to be so successful with it is because you really have no competition. Anything that any of your competitors are doing, they're only looking for those people, they're looking for that 3%. We're going after a completely different group, but because of what we're doing in our marketing plans, it opens it up. It really opens our marketing and our customer base up. Now, again, Sam and some of the other individuals that that have used this have been in the insurance industry, but we've also used this exact same marketing plan for other types of businesses as well. So just because we're giving you an example of insurance, it does work for other industries as well, just in case that you are in some of those other industries. So let's go ahead and put this into action. So if you look down below, directly underneath this video, there are 3 steps that we're going to go through. There you'll find the scripts and the presentations. This first intro video was kind of long. Other videos are about 5 minutes a piece explaining some of these scripts. But first of all, we're going to show you how to generate referrals. Then from there, and these are from your already existing customers. So how to generate referrals from your already existing customers, and then how to call on your customers, what to say, or once you get some referrals, what to say to those referrals. And then from there, we can call on their neighbors, your customers and neighbors, and we'll expand your business from there. Okay, and again, you'll be able to find everything down below directly underneath this video. And again, this formula is what had taken Sam from the bottom 80% of his industry to the top 8% of his industry. Now, one of the other things that he said, that he became more efficient using this. He got more done faster. He was spending all day running all over town, doing presentations for people. But now, because of this, he was making more money faster, which allowed him to give him a lot more time freedom. That's another thing that he did. Now, it also helped him to keep. One of the things that he also said is, even if he would not have been making more money, it still would have been worth it, because he went from spending, $30 a lead to $2 a lead using this system that we have here for you. So if you look down below directly underneath this video, go ahead and get started with the first one, which is generating referrals, how to get referrals, and then we'll walk you through the next couple of steps. Okay, but take care, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you in our next video. Just again, don't hesitate, go ahead and click on the link down below directly underneath this video to take the next step. And then if you do have any questions, please do get in contact with us, because that is why we're here. But we'll see you in our next video. Bye bye now.